Welcome, ladies and gents, lads and lassies, to a wee exploration of the male mystique. Now, I'm no pickup artist, I'm a happily married man. But over the years, I've picked up a thing or two about what makes us blokes appealing to the fairer sex. And it's not all about fancy cars and bulging biceps, though a bit of that never hurts, eh? No. What we're talking about here are the habits, the wee things you do that send out those irresistible signals. Think of it like a peacock flashing its feathers, but without the awkward molting season. We're talking confidence, charm, and a dash of good humor. So whether you're a dashing rogue looking to up your game or just a curious soul seeking enlightenment, stick around. We're about to delve into 7 habits that'll have you attracting attention like a Scotsman at a haggis throwing competition. Let's get started, shall we? And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Mingle2Cupid, for more tips and insights. Now, compliments, they're the bread and butter of charm, but you can't just phone them in, lads. Nice shoes is about as exciting as a bowl of cold porridge. No, you've got to bring the energy, the enthusiasm, I've never seen anything quite so stunning. Instead of "you look nice," try something like, "Well, don't you look absolutely radiant today? What's your secret, sunshine?" See the difference? It's specific, it's unexpected, and it shows you're actually paying attention. And don't be afraid to use a bit of flowery language. Enchanting, captivating, positively delightful. These words might sound like they belong in a Jane Austen novel, but trust me, they work. Just picture me in a cravat, you'll get the idea. The key here is sincerity. You've got to mean what you say. Women can spot a phony a mile away, especially if he's wearing a bad toupee. So, find something you genuinely admire, crank up the energy, and deliver that compliment like you're accepting an Oscar, or at least a participation trophy. Remember, a well-placed compliment can brighten someone's day. And who knows, it might just brighten yours too. Now, on to the next habit. Listen up, lads and lasses, because this one's crucial. We're talking about the energy you bring into a room, the vibe you radiate. Do you slouch in like a defeated walrus, or do you stride in with the confidence of a Highland warrior? Now, I'm not saying you need to bounce off the walls like a hyperactive squirrel. You want to match your energy to the environment. But even in a quiet setting, you can exude a quiet confidence, a warmth that draws people in. Think of it like this. You're at a party, and you see 2 groups. One is huddled in the corner, looking like they'd rather be home watching paint dry. The other is laughing, animated, engaged. Which group are you drawn to? Exactly. People are naturally drawn to positive energy. It's contagious, it's uplifting, and it makes you seem far more interesting, even if you're just discussing the intricacies of tax returns. So, how do you cultivate this elusive positive energy? Well, it starts with your mindset. Choose to focus on the good, the fun, the exciting aspects of life. Smile genuinely, make eye contact, and for heaven's sake, put down your phone. Engage with the world around you and let your enthusiasm shine through. Now, before you go running for the hills, thinking I'm advocating for playground taunts, let me explain. This is about playful, over-the-top teasing that's designed to elicit a laugh, not a restraining order. The key here is absurdity. Your tease should be so outlandish, so clearly a joke, that it's impossible to take offense. Think of it like a comedic exaggeration. For example, instead of saying, "You're really good at that," try something like, "Wow, you're practically a professional at this. Are you sure you haven't been secretly training with a team of ninjas in the mountains?" See? It's ridiculous, it's unexpected, and it shows you're not afraid to be a little silly. It also demonstrates confidence and a playful sense of humor, which are incredibly attractive qualities. Just remember, the goal is to make her laugh, not cringe. So, keep it light, keep it fun, and always read her reactions. If she seems uncomfortable, dial it back. You're going for charming rogue, not creepy uncle at a wedding. And for goodness sake, avoid anything mean-spirited or personal. This is about building connection through laughter, not tearing someone down. So unleash your inner comedian, but leave the insults at the door, all right? Listen closely, lads, because this one's a game changer. Most conversations are predictable, mundane, like watching paint dry on a beige wall. But you, my friend, you're not most people. You're a purveyor of playful absurdity, a master of the unexpected. This isn't about telling knock-knock jokes or juggling rubber chickens. It's about injecting a sense of fun, of whimsy, into your interactions. Think of it like this. Life is a serious business, so why not sprinkle in a little silliness? Instead of asking, "What do you do for work?" Try something like, "So, tell me, what's your secret ambition? Are you a secret agent, a professional cupcake taster, or perhaps a professional cat meme curator?" See? It's unexpected, it's playful, and it opens up a world of possibilities beyond the usual small talk. It shows you're not afraid to be different, to embrace the absurd, and that, my friend, is incredibly attractive. This approach works in any situation, from a first date to a business meeting. Imagine, instead of a boring presentation, you start with a story about a talking penguin. Trust me, you'll have everyone's attention. The key is to be genuine, to let your natural silliness shine through. Don't be afraid to be a little weird, a little different. Embrace the absurd, and watch as the world becomes a more interesting, more playful place. Now, before you clutch your pearls, Granny, let's be clear. This isn't about being inappropriate or disrespectful. It's about creating a playful, flirtatious environment where attraction can blossom. Think of it like this. Most people tiptoe around the subject of attraction, like it's a sleeping dragon. But you, my friend, you're not afraid to tickle the dragon's tail. You're comfortable with your sexuality, and you're not afraid to show it. The key here is to be playful, not pushy. You're not trying to force anything. You're simply putting it out there and seeing if the other person is receptive. For example, you could say something like, "You know, I'm starting to think this whole dating scene is just an elaborate scheme dreamt up by the ice cream industry." See? It's a light-hearted joke that touches on the subject of dating without being overly forward. If she laughs, great. You've opened the door to a more flirtatious conversation. If not, no harm done. You can always steer the conversation in a different direction. The important thing is to be confident and comfortable with your own sexuality. Don't be afraid to make a joke, to tease, to flirt. After all, life's too short to be boring, isn't it? All right, lads, pay attention, because this one's all about the unspoken signals you're sending out. We're talking about body language, the way you carry yourself. Imagine you're chatting with someone, and they're leaning in, eyes wide, practically hanging on your every word. Now imagine the opposite. They're slouched back, arms crossed, looking like they'd rather be flossing with barbed wire. Which one seems more approachable? More attractive? You guessed it. Leaning back shows you're relaxed, confident, and not threatened by a little silence. It also gives the other person space, which is crucial in those early stages of attraction. Think of it like this. You're inviting someone into your world, not trapping them in it. You're comfortable enough in your own skin that you don't need to cling to their attention. And that, my friend, is incredibly alluring. Now, I'm not saying you should sprawl out like a starfish on a beach. Just find a comfortable, relaxed posture that feels natural for you. And don't forget about those subtle touches. A high five, a playful shoulder nudge, even a hug, when appropriate, can work wonders for building chemistry. Remember, body language speaks volumes, so relax, lean back, and let your confidence shine through. Silence. That dreaded void in conversation that sends shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned conversationalists. But fear not, my friend, for I'm here to tell you that silence doesn't have to be awkward. In fact, it can be your secret weapon. Think about it. Most people are so terrified of silence that they'll say anything to fill it, even if it's utterly inane. But you're not like most people. You're comfortable with silence. You embrace it. You own it. Why? Because you know that silence isn't always a bad thing. It can be a moment of connection, a shared breath before the next exciting chapter unfolds. It shows you're comfortable in your own skin, that you don't need to fill every second with noise. Now, I'm not saying you should stare at each other in stony silence for hours on end, but don't be afraid to let a pause linger, to savor the moment. You might be surprised at what happens next. The key is to relax into the silence. Don't fidget. Don't overthink it. Just be present in the moment. And if you're feeling really bold, you can even use the silence to your advantage. For example, you could say something like, "You know, I've always found that the most interesting conversations happen in the silences." It's a bit meta, sure, but it's also a great way to break the tension and show that you're comfortable with a little bit of quiet. So there you have it, lads. 7 habits that can help you become more irresistible. Remember, it's not about changing who you are, but rather embracing your best self. Be confident, be playful, and don't be afraid to let your unique personality shine through. If you want the fastest way to expanding your comfort zone and seriously leveling up your confidence, check out our 30-day program, Charisma University. Click the link on screen now or in the description below to learn more. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one.